Yeah, Elementals is a hard deck to play against, but like, serious, thank you for your subscription. It's like, it's really you know, when new decks emerge that are tough to play against, like Elementals, the deck I think is really difficult to play against well. Like decks like Elementals gain a lot of percentage points because players just don't know how to, like, just don't know what to do. Just can be completely lost. Pretty sure we're getting, I guess it doesn't matter too much which Triome we get because Temple Garden compensates for either off color. Alright, I'm expecting this to be Temur Rhino, so I think I'm going to play Chalice on 0 here. Oh, I guess I should have played the Reflecting Pool because of the iteration. Oops. What makes Elemental struggle against big mana decks? Do big mana decks successfully go over the top? Yeah, I think so. Titan's a bit weird because it is kind of soft to Solitude, but in general, I would say, yeah, that's the case. I think I want a Prismatic Ending here. They play like another Bone Crusher next turn, maybe go Wrenn and Six plus Helix. I think that Grim Flare is unplayable modern. It's pretty close to unplayable, yeah. Ooh. Temple Garden actually I feel like ended up working out a bit better here. Another counterspell for my Wrenn does put me in kind of an awkward spot here. Should be good. Or I should put Upkeep Stop. Let's play second Caverns, doesn't top the first one. Tight play on both sides of the field. You're pretty used to siding in this matchup. I think we have a pretty good Rhinos matchup, of course. I think we've been doing pretty well against them today. I think I've been leaving in the Prismari Command, but maybe I should be cutting it. The first Prismatic Ending is not that bad. I could bring in Tahiri as an Out to Blood Moon. So that is, you know, definitely a harder card for us to beat. It is kind of slow. It's kind of soft to Force of Negation. I could maybe play 2 Prismatic Endings as like our Outs to Blood Moon instead. We also have Teferi, and sometimes you can just kind of grind through it with like Manamorphose, getting your basic lands. Yeah, I'll cut the Showdown. Play like 2 Prismatic Ending, 1 Theory. Let's do that. We did lose to Blood Moon earlier in this matchup, and I don't think I respected it enough. Kind of weird hand. We could try to like dig for Chalice off of Manamorphose Expressive Iteration. This hand can also maybe beat Rhinos. Like we have a Prismatic Ending for a Rhino, we have a Teferi for another one. It's kind of hard. I mean, we also have Teferi. I think I'm gonna keep. Yeah, Rhino. I think that Rhinos or Blood Moon in the Rhinos deck is somewhat stock at the moment. And then because of that, I might get basic planes here. Not fetching is also kind of good against Fire Ice. Yeah, I think playing around. Oh, I can't. Also, I can't get basic planes and. Of course, I can't get planes and cast iteration. So maybe we'll just hold the Manamorphose to play around the Chalice and cast the iteration here. We missed on lands, unfortunate. I side out Lightning Bolt versus Rhinos. It depends on the deck, man. Like, you can keep in some bolts to kill Borrowers and Bone Crushers, but just like, there are a bunch of different Lightning Bolt decks. I can't tell you exactly what to do for each version. They have Violent Outburst. assuming. Be fine. I would kind of get Temple Garden. I guess we get Stomping Ground here. Get Breeding Pool. Stomping Ground. Oh my gosh, I'm playing so bad. I honestly feel like every time Canister starts roasting me in chat, I just get so flustered. I'm not even joking. Every time Canister starts roasting me in chat, I just get flustered and I feel like I make more mistakes. The Master Troll. Eating the basic planes here is really nice. I think I should play one of my 2 Omnaths here. And then I'm pretty sure we go to 1. I guess we don't. We can maybe trade a Rhino here. Trade Omnath, fetch land, gain 4, get 5 mana, Prismatic Ending a Rhino, Nahiri a Rhino. It's probably better. Okay. Now we're at 1. Petty Theft plus Stomp, you know, obviously kills us. Let's run it back. Get to be on the play. Play draw definitely changes the matchup a lot. Canisters. Yeah, I mean, I like the rivalry. I like the banter, but Canister is so hard to get a read on as a person. You know, it's really hard to tell like ever what's going through his brain. I just always get so flustered. I don't know. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna send this one back. That's a lot better. I think it's usually good to wait because of like, I guess they don't play that many sorcery speed answers to Chalice anymore. Okay, well, now I would love for them to force this. Awesome. Okay. Easy just pass, I think. Yeah, even if they go like Petty Theft, Chalice, and tap play Rhinos, there's not too much they can do about the general, right? I guess they have no, Prismari Command just crushes us. What am I saying? Yeah, we just like lose to Prismari Command here, maybe. Yeah. So I guess I was supposed to play the iteration. Didn't finish up with the thought in time. Better lucky than good, I guess. Obviously not out of it yet. Dinther, thanks for your Twitch Prime, appreciate ya. Yeah, I think I just want to play... Well, I could play the general. And then Wrenn and Six is an extra token next turn. It's either that or cast Wrenn and Six. Wrenn plus general. Yeah, that's got to be the best. Don't you Morphose to try to hit a land to Wrenn and Six after general? Morphose, try to hit a land. Well, I can't general plus Manamorphose this turn. I don't have enough mana. I want to cast the Manamorphose after the general, obviously. I can't believe that people are still playing Subtlety, but obviously it's not that bad here, of course. I think I have time to put this on top. I'm not 100% sure. You could find land 5 to play Wrenn and Six after general and make a token. I mean, this line like that you're suggesting really does not pay off if I don't find a land. Like the downside is so low. Worth it to Fury the Subtlety? I don't think so, because that means like if we Fury pitching either card here, we lose a 4/4 token for next turn, and we're also like, you know, very close to hard casting, of course. I think I'm gonna green red. I might just plus and cast another general here. Then maybe I'll also Fury the Subtlety this turn. I guess we could have also pinged the Shardless Agent, but I think I'm more interested in just getting another 4/4 this turn. What can be your replacement for Chalice if ever? I mean, if you don't want to play Chalice in this deck, you're probably better off just playing Niv. Or like Bring to Light Scape Shift over this variant. Attack first? Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm honestly just... I don't know. My headspace is just a bit weird at the moment. Play around the Violent Outburst. And put me down to 3. Pretty good draw, of course. They have Violent Outburst. We still survive with the Helix. I think I'm gonna attack here. If they attack me with Shardless Agent, I'm gonna Helix them, block with my Rhino. They could have stomped to kill a Golem token. I'm not sure if that was better for them or not. I mean, aren't they just dead on board? I mean, it's highly likely I messed something up, I guess. Yeah, if they had stomped the token though, they weren't dead on board, right? No, I guess they still go to -1. I think it's Kira the Orphan Guard. Maybe it is time for a break, huh? What about Reflecting Pool? You know, Ferrous is pretty good against elementals. I did put back the pool. I mean, I have all my colors. I think it's fine to put back the pool. Kind of weird. Here's a really interesting draw too. Really good for us that they don't have Wrenn and Six. We have our own. And this can deal with a Risen Reef next turn. Yeah, I am based in Texas. I do plan on playing in the Hunter Burton. I'm currently registered, yeah. I don't know what I'm playing though. You grab a Risen Reef. I'm definitely gonna ping the Harbinger, right? The Ephemerate, I'm like pretty happy if that's their use of Ephemerate. Spike Rocker does. Yeah, I mean, most versions do play Wrenn and Six. Not every single version does. See, main deck Rip Apart is really interesting. I guess I'm gonna plus here. Yindrik, thanks for the raid, dude. Hope you're having a good day, buddy. I hope they don't have another piece of multicolored removal. We know that one of their cards is now Risen Reef. We don't know the other four. But if them playing Rip Apart obviously makes the general a lot worse. But I'm making this comment. It looks like the general is gonna get to untap. Time Traveler Nate, thank you for your 3-month resub. I wish Blue White Stoneblade was better positioned in the meta. Me too, man. Me too. I feel like the most Blue White Stoneblade decks should be playing Esper Sentinel if you do want to play it though. Where to eat at the Hunter Burton? I don't think that I have any restaurant recommendations for the area. Or for like the area where the Hunter Burton itself is. They don't attack with the Harbinger? I feel like people think this card has protection from monocolors like just all the time. So we have to go ping, Risen Reef, into Manamorphose, Prismari Command, Lightning Helix. I guess I'll just go, I mean, I guess I don't need to cast the Helix yet. I can just go Manamorphose, Prismari Command, loot. I guess make a treasure kill the reef, actually. Yeah, make a treasure kill the reef. And then I can just hardcast Fury next turn. Would Snapcaster be the drop for Esper, like Esper or Stoneblade? I mean, you'd have to probably rework a lot of things in that deck. Like main decking Chalice might be the play. Main decking Sanctum Prelate if you want to play Esper Sentinel. Which I think you do want to play Esper Sentinel, but I'm not 100% sure, I guess. Just, you know, the deck in general needs a lot of like retooling. They have Fury. Fury can kill a Golem or Wrenn and Six, but not any two things. And then we can Helix the Fury. Decide to kill Wrenn and Six instead of the Golem token. I feel like that's maybe not correct. I guess I'll Helix their face and untap and Fury kill both their creatures. And then is that lethal? That's 12. Yeah, that's lethal. Thank you, Esther. That was not a great time. Sorry. Love you, baby. Alright, just pack it in. Definitely a hard matchup. Well, maybe not that hard. It's like, it really depends on, like, are they playing Wrenn and Six? Do they draw Wrenn and Six to kill a general? Do we draw the general? I was trying to think about my plan for this matchup this morning. Meddling Mage is interesting, but it might just be too fragile to Fury. Let's see, what cards are we not that interested in? I feel like Prismatic Ending is not great against them, but it is a good answer to Wrenn and Six, which is, you know, our biggest problem. So maybe I'll trim one copy. I'll play like one copy of Chalice of the Void for Ephemerate. And just kind of be okay drawing only one copy. And then I can either play the Nahiri game plan, which is probably good, or I can play Meddling Mages. And I think I'll play the Nahiri plan here. Meddling Mage is pretty good against Flamekin Harbinger because you can name whatever they grab. A bit awkward that we don't really want to be naming Omnath in this matchup. Seems like a fine plan. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not someone that, like, when I'm upset, or not, I'm not that I'm upset, I'm just in a weird headspace. When I'm in a weird headspace like this, like, I don't really want to, I don't know, I'm not the most, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. But when I'm stressed, it's like not a great time for Esther to like be sitting here, because I don't know, I just need to be like more focused and just kind of move on from the stress that I'm feeling, and she knows that. We've talked about it in the past. It's not a big deal. That's just, I just have to like get over the hump and kind of like white knuckle through like the stress and anxiety and get through it. That's always how I've dealt with it in the past. That might not be the best way to do it. That's always how I've done it. I don't know. I'm not. I don't think that you necessarily need to be stressed about any like one thing. It's just like sometimes it just kind of all builds up, and you get like the white noise, and you can't really focus on anything. And that's just definitely how I'm feeling today. And I haven't really found like too many great methods for dealing with that besides, you know, again, just white knuckling through. They are playing Wrenn and Six, which is of course bad for us. I don't know. And then it's like whenever I talk about this, Twitch chat always has like a million suggestions, and I know that everybody's just trying to help, and you know, everybody's just trying to be nice, but it also just ends up being a bit overwhelming, you know. Yeah, it's really hard as a streamer to have off days, and it's really hard to take days off too sometimes. Didn't fetch very well this game. General looking pretty embarrassing against Wrenn and Six. But Kahira in their hand, which is at least a good sign for us. I don't know. We don't need emote only. We don't need to do anything drastic, right? Like feeling stressed out and feeling bad is just a part of life, or at least it's just a part of my life, you know. We don't need to. Chat doesn't need to do anything drastically different. Chat doesn't need to like. Nothing needs to be done, right? It's just like a hurdle to jump over. It's really not that big a deal. It'd just be best if everybody just chilled and just could focus on the magic. People should play Lures and Burn. I do, yeah. It is nice that they don't really have too many instants to use with Wrenn and Six. It's really just Ephemerate. Although I guess we saw Rip Apart in game 1. Here it was a great top deck. Then maybe next turn we can go General Manamorphose. Beho, thank you for 6 months. Appreciate ya. Soothing NPR voice. Nobody, I don't think anybody's ever said that they like my voice before, so thanks for that. Yeah, our opponent's playing Elementals. This is game 2. XF, thanks for the gifted sub. Appreciate you, buddy. My opponent pings Nahiri, which is fine. Good sign for us. The CFB having me produce historic content? No. I mean, I can do whatever I want, really, but they mostly want me to be doing modern content, of course. And I'm not that interested in historic. But they give me a lot of freedom, which I really appreciate. It's been really nice to have. Trying to think if it's better to go General Manamorphose, or maybe just Hardcast Fury. I'm just going another General. Okay, now we get to go General Manamorphose Helix, and then maybe Hardcast Pitch the Fury. Mean Fanny Pack, thank you for the gifted sub too. You don't need to, you know, I don't know. I probably shouldn't have brought it up. Maybe I should just taken the day off. But I'm taking Saturday off anyways. Maybe that's not that good of an option. But I'm starting to feel a bit better. I'm starting to feel a bit more focused again. This has been, you know, this kind of like white noise has always been an issue in my life, and I just kind of always have to white knuckle through it, and then eventually I can start focusing up again. Ever thought about doing a modern tier list? Do you feel like it's still a format where you play what you like within reason and get reps? Well, the tier changes a lot. What the top of the metagame changes a lot, yeah. Tier 1 decks change constantly. No trophies today. We're still tied for number 1 with Principe. We both have 16. Doomwake is in 3rd place now with 12. Back of Wrenn and Six. I guess that makes a lot of sense the way this game is played. Bounce a token. I do want to play more Esper Reanimator, yeah. I kind of want to think about the deck a bit more, but people do seem to really like that one a lot. It looks like this trophy race thing is stressing me out, but it's not that. Like, it's not the trophy race. The trophy race is really keeping me up. I don't know. It's like, this is like the problem with like talking about the way you're like thinking or feeling, is that chat like just constantly like wants to solve your problem for you. And I get the thought and the concern, but it's, you know, really what it is yesterday I you know, after the stream I spent like 6 hours writing a deep dive for Channel Fireball. And I didn't really have like any time to decompress at all. I didn't have much time to playtest like I usually do. And so, and I didn't have just, you know, I've just been working very hard on that. The trophy race itself is like really not that different from the average stream, and I'm like enjoying the competition of it. Yesterday was one of the most fun streams ever. But really, I just, you know, I spent so much time last night after streaming for 6 hours and prepping the stream for an hour. You know, I basically worked like a 13-14 hour shift yesterday. And you know, now I'm back at it again. Is really what it is. Lethal Balloon, thank you for your 8-month resub. Appreciate ya. But again, it's just like I'm not looking for solutions to my problems. I'm not looking for advice. I'm just, you know, kind of venting a little bit. Looking at Grixis Monkey, what changes would you make to the deck? No Snapcasters. Yeah, I would play some Snapcasters actually. I feel like I've been wrong about like the Snapcaster versus Kroxa debate. I bounce Omnath. Lets me kill the planeswalkers here. And then I can play Wrenn and Six, cast my own Omnath. I can play Wrenn and Six, play it to Teferi plus and pass. Can play Wrenn and, yeah, I think I'll do that. I want to not get my Omnath killed by removal spell first. Thank you, Craze. Appreciate you. Rayton's turn. I would love to be able to throw an Emrakul at my opponent next turn, but it's pretty likely that they'll be able to. I mean, I guess they have to have Fury, actually. That's the only thing that does anything against the Nahiri. Oh, no. No, I did side in the Emrakul. Yeah. I think you're thinking of last match, where I didn't bring in the Emrakul. I have like the flexibility of the Nahiri plan, right? Where you can you have like, obviously Nahiri is not like the most powerful card in almost any matchup, but in a deck with Chalice of the Void and a deck with a lot of like situational removal spells, Nahiri is a very flexible card, and also one that, you know, the metagame in a lot of ways isn't super ready for. Post-board games, is Omnath an honorary super friend? I guess, sure, we'll count Omnath as an honorary super friend. I don't know exactly what the question is. Sergeant Knight, thank you for your gifted sub. It's nice of you. I do appreciate all the, you know, all the care every single day. I don't feel like I say that enough either. Yeah, we can't instant speed the ending, if that ever comes up. We can do that this turn. How much time do you spend looking at actual league results, tournament results to understand the meta? I almost never look at league 5.0s. Sometimes I will, but maybe once a month. And then I usually look at every tournament challenge results, but I mostly just skim them. And then if there's something interesting, I look further, right? The meta shift away from Unholy Heat a little bit, but you're also not bringing in Nihiri against most decks that have an Unholy Heat. Sometimes you'll bring in like one, but the idea is that like Nihiri is good in the matchups where Chalice isn't, and so Chalice is usually good against the Unholy Heat decks, right? Wait, was that a copyright issue? SCG not referring to walkers as super friends? How do we translate the Legacy Powerhouse Minotaur Tribal to Modern? Well, maybe we can get a didgeridoo reprint. No, we can't actually. It's reserve list. Okay, I guess we'll now have to abolish the reserve list, huh? So we can get Legacy or Modern Minotaur action. I shouldn't say this, and in fact, I'm gonna say it because it's less likely to happen now. The only way we lose this game is if we draw the Emrakul, but my opponents shuffled my graveyard into my library. Okay, weird. I thought for sure they didn't have Fury. The way they were playing that turn, they had the Fury. I thought for sure they didn't have it. What did they pitch? Another Omnath. Yeah, Didgeridoo is the last straw for the reserve list. Play Omnath, and then we get to fetch. Say Temple Garden into play. The Nihiri Wrenn and Six is, some small synergy. Wow, we did draw the Emrakul. But I'm gonna go ahead and Prismatic Ending the Omnath. Bounce the Endurance. Now I guess I'll save the. Oh, I want to fetch and deal 4 to them. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna save the Helix for the Rokiric now. I don't need to kill this Kahira at the moment. I could maybe do it if they like Fury my Omnath. Oh wait, they're at 2. They just I guess I didn't realize they were just at 2. Now I'm just slow rolling. Yeah. Oops, I look like an asshole, but at least I'm the asshole that is winning the game, huh? Bad. Pick one, Turok versus Voidwalker. The 2 cards are honestly like not competing for the same slots in decks, so I guess I refuse. We're playing against Luris. I think I'm gonna go to 5. Keep. Yeah, the 2 cards are just not competing for the same slots. Turok is a 4-drop and Voidwalker is a 2-drop, and I just like am not really that Oh. I'm fetching now because I really don't want them to hit my Jeskai Triome. It's nice, of course, to have Chalice on the play against Burn. Burn definitely picking up popularity a bit. Opponent's also very classy and playing Luris in their Burn deck. If we can find a land for Teferi, then we get to bounce the Goblin Guide, and then it gets countered by the Chalice. There's a land for the Goblin Guide. I also played General Rokiric. We play the General, we take 2 more points of damage. Our clock is like a turn slower. I feel like that 2 damage matters a lot when we're at 13. The Scry not worth more than the EV of Triumph for the hit. Well, it's not a Scry, right? Where if they attack us and we reveal, we are getting a Triumph that turn no matter what. There is no card I could see on top of my library, even Lightning Helix because I have the basic forest, that I would be willing to not fetch a Triome there, because otherwise we're having to fetch and shock, and that's also bad against burn. They don't have any 2-mana burn. It's obviously really good for us. No, Luris. Definitely gonna lose to Luris. I haven't done any more work with Team Iraq. We played it earlier this week. I have been liking the deck a lot. I might even play it in Sunday's challenge. Oh, they have Helix for the general. That's pretty good, huh? Oh, I forgot to play plus Teferi, sorry. Although I might cast my other Teferi here. Yeah, I think I'm kind of fine doing this. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. But we're in great shape. We have the Chalice, we have a Helix in our hand. The Teferi balance is pretty good against Luris. Skewer the critics. But look at a manaless deck. It's a 5-color deck, and mana can change drastically with just 4-card change. I honestly, like, dissecting a 5-color mana base is a really time-intensive process, and it's probably just like not like that interesting to watch on stream either. So I think I'd probably decline that offer. It's yeah, dissecting 5-color mana bases takes a lot of time, and it's I think it would just probably be a bit too time intensive for the stream. Let me go ahead and Helix them, I think. Might be Rinblum plus Helix this game. Also, I mean, Fury might kill them before that happens though. I'm gonna ask you to put the mana together, just assess the deck, assuming the mana is right. Yeah, I can do that. I didn't realize that's what you're asking. The deck tech donations have increased to $10 though. We're just doing way too many of them. Searing Blaze is pretty good. Okay. Oh, dude, Chalice on 2 is kind of awkward because I'm wanting to Rimblum plus Helix. Maybe actually just do it on 3. I mean, I can bounce the Chalice though. I can just bounce the Chalice, right? Just put the Chalice on 2, then bounce it later. I think that's best. I'm just not gonna fetch, I think. Okay, they concede, so it seems like we made the right play. Don't have any dedicated burn hate, but we do have, main deck Helix. Omnath is very good against them. I'm gonna cut the Showdown of the Skalds. Probably want to cut the third Wrenn and Six, and then our options are playing some amount of Nihiri, some amount of Wear Tear for Eidolon, which is not that good, but answering Eidolon is important, especially on the draw. I think I'll just play one of each of these. I really don't like explosives against burn, especially on the draw. Neither of these cards are that good, but I think I don't want the Showdown, and I don't want the third copy of Wrenn and Six. Yeah, explosives is just really bad against burn in general. Like, I think that I'd rather have a Wear Tear and a Nihiri. There are going to be some environments where you bring it in, but I'm really low on the card of the matchup. Your 4-color Omnath should replace the 2 Fire Ice with 2 Helix. Maybe. I think Helix, like, Burn seems to be on the rise. Burn seems to become more popular. Oh yeah, they also have Rolling Vortex, yeah. So I don't think I want to have any more than one Wear Tear, but I think the first one's fine. Is Meddling Mage not good into burn? I mean, not really. No. I mean, Meddling Mage seems terrible in the matchup. It's like maybe good against specifically Rift Bolt, but I could see an argument for it over Nihiri. But Nihiri is like a good answer to Eidolon 2, where it doesn't trigger the Eidolon trigger. It can be good to just kind of in games that get a bit more stalled, of course. It'd be nice to have. In our hand now. It's like it's very difficult for them to kill. Prismatic Ending on top. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna basic planes. Prismatic Ending. Really just best hit possible. Meddling is good alongside Chalice. Maybe you're right, yeah. I don't hate the thought. It's kind of interesting that we could Fury this without taking any damage, but I'm just going to go ahead and Helix. Need some water real quick. No third land. Kind of scary if they have another Boros Charm, which they probably do. Down to 8 life. I'm hoping we'd find a Chalice or an Omnath off the first iteration. This clock is, you know, pretty fast, but maybe it's not gonna be fast enough. Yeah, I don't really feel like this Teferi does anything. There's the Omnath. I think it's just gonna be, unfortunately, a little too slow. And they're dead next turn to these anyways, but I think we're gonna get burned out. Let's go to game 3. So I guess we win this game maybe if I had used Fury on Eidolon, I'd be at 7 here. Kind of a hard call to make with like the information we had. So that was like, that play was maybe softer than the Eidolon. Maybe not. Yeah, I actually kind of think that you guys are just wrong about the Meddling Mages. I'm just gonna resubmit. I got some gum while I was up, and it's not very good. I'm not sure what flavor it is. Let's go spit it out. What's my record for Just Get Murked? Come on, can't remember. We lost playing for 5-0, like a really heartbreaking match. Guess we go to 5. My opponent's also multi 6. Again, can't cast Wrenn and Six. I'm gonna keep. Back Nahiri. I guess I just put back the Wrenn. I'm gonna play tapped Fountain. If I draw like Helix, I'm gonna want to get basic Mountain. Helix, then cast Iteration on 3. Kind of hoping maybe they play Goblin Guide and we get to Fury. Okay, there's Chalice. Gonna play Chalice here, of course. The Omnath is very good as well. I think that we're pretty ahead at this point. They have like Smash to Smithereens. Okay, Eidolon is just like incredibly good for us here. I do have to make a decision on what card I'm pitching. I do think it's close. I do think it's close. Pitch Iteration. Easy pitch iteration? I don't know. I don't believe that it's easy. I think that you're right, because you know we have Teferi we can play next turn too, but I don't think that this was like an easy decision at all. Maybe I'm just dumb. I can also, I guess I can play the Teferi too. I can just go Teferi plus. And this gives me a better chance to Omnath next turn. I know that this means I'm not getting to fetch a green source, but yeah, I think pitching Omnath and casting Iteration was like maybe better there, but I think this is fine too. At the very least, like, we've had a pretty, like, a really good mold of 5. Really good mold of 5. Main phase Helix me. They might have Skewer too. They don't have Skewer. Not bad draws. Now, find a land. We can Omnath. We also have Helix. Just now we're just great shape, I guess. Burn might be playing Shattering Spree over Smash, honestly, because Spree is just like, you know, 1-for-1 artifact removal isn't that good. They could also be playing Wear Tear. Wear Tear is really good at the moment. Rift Bolt. Draw a card. Land is, you know, close to game over. I think I'm gonna hold up the Helix here. Don't need to worry about a Skullcrack because we have the Teferi. Now I think we cash this in. Now we cast an Omnath. Can we find a land, please? Thank you. Should be game. No love for Chalice on 2. If we cast Chalice on 2 over Omnath, maybe that was better. I don't know. Kind of wanted to find the land. Maybe that was good. I don't think I don't think I could fault you for taking that line, of course. I think both were pretty defensible because we had 2 Omnaths in our hand too. Well, when we cast the Omnath, we didn't have the fetch land in hand. It's like obviously the line we took paid off, but it's possible that Chalice on 2 was better. Or 3-0. 3-0. Maybe we get that elusive 17th trophy. Arid, $10 dono. I was wondering when you're gonna bump it up. Well worth it. Yeah, I feel bad, but it was just becoming too much. Like I've just been doing like 10-15 deck techs a day for like the last month. Maybe not quite that much. Just had to double it. Struggling from success. If you want to post your link in chat, we'll take a look. We're playing against elementals. I think this is like general on the play is one of the best ways we could beat the elementals matchup if they don't have Wrenn and Six. So I think I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm not sure that Grist might be fine. Kai is pretty good. I think that I don't like the Emrakul. I would just like play the Niv Mizzet as your Nahiri target if you're only going to play 2 Nahiris. I think the Emrakul is like really bad if you're only on 2 Nahiri. I would probably play at least the 3rd Terminate in this deck. Maybe the 2nd Verdict. Maybe the 1st Kaya's Guile, but just a little bit more removal. Cutting like, I think maybe the 2nd Grist, the 2nd Niv Mizzet, the 1st Emrakul, the Shalai, and just playing more removal spells. Not sure exactly what I recommend those removal spells being, but I think that I'd like to see like 1 Kaya's Guile, 3rd Terminate, 2nd Verdict. I guess you have like 1 more slot to play around with. Could be like a 1st Helix maybe is good. Jack, thank you for your 14-month resub. It's really nice of you. Welcome back. Alright. Here comes the general. Iteration is weird in a deck without 1-drops. Yeah, I also thought that Iteration was not going to be good in a deck like this when I was first playing with Iteration, but Expressive Iteration is, as it turns out, a broken Magic card. And it just really is good in basically every blue-red deck. Oh yeah, you probably need an Omnath in that deck too. That's right. Gonna be a $10 uncommon. Yeah, I think I grabbed a playset of foils of these. I kept for like $6 or $7. Okay. They're stacking the triggers so that they're not drawing whatever they're tutoring for immediately. So I guess that's because they'd like to find a land potentially. They do tutor up a second copy of Risen Reef, but they can't play it now. Kind of weird. Alright, I'm gonna go Iteration here. I could go maybe Teferi, bounce Risen Reef. I think both lines would be totally fine. I'm gonna Chalice on one though to turn off Ephemerates. Probably gonna get value out of the game without bouncing Reef. Maybe, yeah. I mean, like, we had a lot of good hits off the iteration that answer Reef, though. We have Wrenn and Six and Helix. We have 6 outs to kill it. And if we get either of those, we get 2 golems. I think bouncing Risen Reef is, you know, not like a super clean answer to it. They shocked in the Temple Garden. I don't know why they would do that with the Chalice on 1. That, like, yeah, that doesn't make a ton of sense, right? Don't mind it since it feels like they're ahead. Yeah. Also, yeah. With them being a little ahead, like the higher upside play of the iteration, I think makes sense too. Solitude deals with a golem. Or card advantage too, which is nice. Do you think Niv to Light should be running Expressive Iteration? Maybe. Niv actually has a lot of 1-drops with, you know, Abundant Harvest, Abundant Growth, and Utopia Sprawl. So yeah, probably should be. I think Niv's curve in general needs to be a little lower than how most players have been building the deck recently. Yeah, that's a really good one. So I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna get Plains here. My opponent's shocked in the. They shocked in the Temple Garden, which means they might respond to this with Ephemerate and get it countered by Chalice if they just brain fart. No brain farts to be had. Possibly no farts of any kind. Second time playing Elementals this league too. What do you think about Boggles in Modern? It's probably it might be a little slept on. A lot of decks are playing Explosives in their sideboard though. It's a really popular sideboard card. But it's possible that Boggles is currently a playable Modern deck. They can't respond to it because of Teferi. Well, they can. I know, but I'm casting the Teferi, so they might respond to. They might respond to the Teferi with Ephemerate, just making a mistake. Yeah, lots of Shadow Spears in the main deck too. Also good against Boggles. Because of the flavor text. Any idea what the Boggles versus Rakdos matchup would be? Boggles like probably can't lose game 1. And then in game 2, if you can mulligan for explosives, like Boggles has a really hard time beating explosives out of Lurrus decks because they could just recur explosives over and over again. And I've been currently playing, you know, 3 copies of explosives in the sideboard. Yeah, Chalice is also pretty popular. That card's very good against Boggles too. Certain Silence might be a 4 on the side for Boggles. Yeah, that could work, yeah. A Fury can kill both of my Planeswalkers or a Golem. They're casting this before they Risen Reef, which is like, oh, they're doing this so I think they want to Ephemerate here. And they can. Oh, they can if they kill the Teferi first. Okay. Never mind. They're gonna Ephemerate the Fury. We have a Chalice to deal with it. Their hand is Risen Reef, 3 unknowns. Our hand is pretty bad, unfortunately. Ding. Modest, thanks for the raid, dude. Hope you're having a good one. It's obviously a very good draw. What about the Utopia Sprawl, I think? Because the Chalice counter's on the way down. I might draw something else that changes that, though. Oh boy. I've been pretty happy with Showdown today. What do you play in the sideboard if this deck is Force is too expensive? I'm actually not playing Force anymore. I'm playing Meddling Mage. I don't know if that's updated to the Stream Decker, but Meddling Mage is on the board for decks like Titan, which is, you know, better against that deck than Force. Good against like Twiddle Storm. Good against you know, a lot of decks that like this kind of archetype naturally struggles against. It's good against the Bring to Light, or maybe not good, but like it gives you some more game against Bring to Light Scape Shift, which I found to be a bad matchup. You can bring it in against Living End. You can bring it in against Rhinos. It's also a multicolored card for general. Yeah, Teferi also shuts off the rebound, but if they kill my Teferi, then all of a sudden Ephemerate is live again. What do you name against Twiddlestorm? Second Puppetry? It depends. You can name Wish, you can name Wish Call Talisman, you can name Underworld Breach. It kind of depends on what the board looks like, but a lot of lists have been cutting Psychic Puppetry. But naming Puppetry doesn't work anyways because they splice onto other spells. Right, they exile my Chalice again. It is really good for us that we're actually getting to get value out of the Chalice. How's deck against Tron? Fine against E-Tron, terrible against Green Tron. Like, probably just can't beat Green Tron. But thankfully, Green Tron's not super popular at the moment. Although I did watch Jim Davis play some yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I have never beaten Mono Blue Tron in my life. I am currently 1-0 against Mono Blacktron as of yesterday, but it was not easy. It was not easy. Did someone say Tron? No, nobody did, Tannen. Nobody did. Right, they ephemerate the Fury. Do they kill Teferi or do they kill a Golem? They probably have to kill a Golem. They put 3 damage on a Golem. But they need another ephemerate, right? Or I guess... Yeah, I don't think the 3 damage is going to end up mattering that much. Play Showdown. Into Chalice on 1. Or Helix. I can just Helix the Fury. Helix them. Oh, they're just dead on board if I Helix the Fury, right? It has felt pretty good that we've been beating the Elementals deck so far. I mean, they fought really hard over the Chalices. I have both Teferi and Chalice to like fight Ephemerates though. I think I only want to play one. But I also want to. Maybe it was a mistake to cut Ending last time. Maybe I should cut Prismari Command. Or maybe I could cut the Showdown if I bring in all these Nihiris. Prismari Command's not that good either. Okay, I guess I could play the second Chalice. Probably fine to play 2. Yeah, the Elementals matchup is really interesting. Like, this card is very good against their entire deck besides Wrenn. And it's terrible against Wrenn and Six, but not all versions play it, but most versions should. It's just a kind of a weird dynamic. My opponent kept 7. This hand really needs to draw land, but we're on the draw. I think I'm gonna try to keep it. I mean, I've successfully kept it. We also do have access to all of our colors because we can get the Temur Triome. What we can't do is cast an iteration just yet. Still no land. What can replace Wrenn and Six? If you're not gonna play Wrenn and Six, you probably just need to build a Jeskai version. Wrenn and Six is just so incredibly crucial to this deck. Alright, everybody can breathe a sigh of relief. We found the land in time. I would probably want to get Steam Vents here, but I can't with the Windswept Heath. So I can either get Breeding Pool or Stomping Ground? I think we get Stomping Ground. Lucky Tron list is in the early 5-0 dump. Yeah, someone tagged me on Twitter in it. We lost to it, Jeff, yesterday. Or no, we beat it. But it feels like we lost to it because of how brutal the match was. Where my opponent went game 1, keep 7 cards, Leyline of the Void, and then turn 4, Natural Tron with the second tower to hardcast Kozilek, the 10 mana Kozilek. It was something. Teferi shuts off the rebound of Ephemerate. They're not playing it. I think I'm just gonna. You just have to kill Risen Reef. I'm gonna Prismatic Ending. After Counterspell with Swords of Plowshares be a good addition to Modern. No. People who want Swords of Plowshares in Modern, I've addressed this several times. But people who want Swords of Plowshares in Modern, they're just blue-white control players who want blue-white control to be the best deck. And you know, it just is what it is. If that's what you are, if that's who you are, that's fine. You just have to be honest with yourself about it. You just have to be honest that that's what's happening. You're just a blue-white control player who wants blue-white control to be the best deck. That's all that's the only thing that's happening when people ask, can Swords of Plowshares be modern legal? So my opponent can't Ephemerate their Fury, kill my Teferi. That looks like what they're considering. It is what happened. Yeah, I know that's what we all know that's what's happening. And it's just you just can't have a discussion with like a productive discussion with someone who like their only goal is to make their own pet decks better. It's really difficult to have a productive conversation about like what should happen in the modern format with someone who's like whose goal is just like, how can my pet deck become the best deck? Yeah, literally only blue whites. I mean, at least I believe that only blue whites control players want Swords of Plowshares in Modern. I think it would be really unhealthy for Modern for it to exist. Like the way they've been playing, they like almost definitely have Ephemerate in their hands. So I think I like playing this Chalice out here. There should be a good control deck in Modern. I agree. There also are good control decks in Modern right now. They like the control community in general, like realized that Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, and Jace the Mind Sculptor weren't well positioned, and like it seemed like for a little while the consensus was, you know, control's not good in Modern anymore. But I don't think that that's the case. Like I've been finding a lot of success playing Into the Story control, Team of Reclamation control, just Murktide region as my main win condition. I've been finding a lot of success with control decks in Modern. And you just like, it's just like really what's happened is Teferi and Jace have been put in a spot where they're just not that well positioned. Hopefully my opponent doesn't Ephemerate their Teferi. But people want to play Swords of Plowshares, Counterspell, Jace the Mind Sculptor, Supreme Verdict, Celestial Colonnade control. That's what they want control decks to look like. They're tapping all of their caverns here. Control players just want one thing. It's disgusting. Math is so scary. Oh yeah, Sphinx's Revelation. They want it to be like really obvious how to build, obvious how to pilot it, and never have to change the deck ever. Yeah, no control deck is complete without 4 Colonnade, of course. Lightning Helix. Oh my god, I can't believe it. I want to save that for Fury, I think. Why not attack there here? They could have Omnath Duran. Yeah, I mean, that was just a mistake, right? It's just a kind of clear mistake on their part. They Solitude my Golem token. If we don't block, we take 16. Easy, I'll take 16. Always take 16. I believe that we can find a fetch land here. We have 4 looks. Although now we don't have enough mana to Prismatic Ending plus Helix. That's probably okay. Ooh boy. A double Helix. What would I Helix? I'd kill Solitude, Fury. Also cast this Manamorphose. Oh no, I can't double Helix because I don't get enough Boros mana. So maybe I just Prismatic Ending Omnath. Probably correct when they have double fetch land anyways. Yeah, I should have taken the Manamorphose. Fine. Four cards in their hand. I think at least one of them is Ephemerate. Being checked by the Chalice, of course. Ihira, my old friend, turned enemy. I'm doing well, Ghost, today. How are you doing? Oh. General down. Bad. Shockin's demons, that can't be good either. They have another Solitude. Okay, so that kills my Omnath, but I gain 4. I think I trade Golem for Solitude, take 8. Helix, attack Wrenn and Six. If they block with Solitude, I Helix Kihira, then I Helix the Fury. Chess, thanks for gifting this up. It's nice of you. Close game. Wooded Foothills, not too much help here. Oh, interesting. Am I going to Helix the Wrenn and Six, or am I going to Helix the Solitude? Probably Wrenn. Kind of close. No, let's Helix the Solitude. I'm not going to play Chalice on 2. We know they have Prismatic Ending. Maybe I'll play a second Chalice on 1. I think I'd rather them ending the thing now. I think I want to play my lands because I have more, I have 2 more iterations and then 1 Showdown of the Skalds. Also, I could have played the Foothills. Kind of close. They have a spell. Oh no. Is Risen Reef? Omnath number 2? Pretty bad. Might have to play game number 3. Omnath also gets to hit me for 4 here. But they just didn't hit me for 4. That was weird. I think I'm just going to bounce my Omnath, replay my Omnath. Dig a little bit deeper. More Omnaths. So now I'll trade Omnaths if they attack. What a match. I love game 3 to play if they can pull this one off. The clock may become an issue for my opponent. Turn Misty to their hand. Life. Make 4 mana. Kill my Teferi, put me to 10. No, we don't want to Chalice in 5. They have 3 Cavern of Souls. It's so good for us. I think I'll just play another Chalice on 1. I feel like almost 100% confident that they have a ephemerate in their hand. So if they do have some answers to these chalices, so I just don't want their ephemerids to ever be unlocked. Hello. It's a Solitude. Puts Kozilek down. Astral Showdown of the Skalds still. Fury's not bad. What a game, man. What a game. Is Force of Vigor for the punish? I can't imagine my opponent brought in Force of Vigor. I don't think it's reasonable to play around. I'll hold at least one land for Nihiris. Maybe I should be holding two. With the Showdown of the Skalds in my deck, though, I think, and to some extent Iteration, I think it's good to just be playing lands. I do also have an Emrakul in my deck, I guess. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think I can cast it without Omnath. I do have one more Omnath in the deck. Do I have a Triome in the graveyard? I unfortunately not. Oh, I did board out the Showdown. That's right. I boarded them out in favor of Nihiris. So I have 3 Nihiris in the deck. That would be good. See if they attack my Wrenn and Six or just ignore it. They go ahead and kill it. The board state has now gotten all weird. There's Nihiri. Exile Fury. Pass. What a game. So swingy. No Yavimaya. Am I not playing? Am I playing a Yavimaya? I think Yavimaya is like not good in my deck. I think you want it in the deck so I could theoretically hardcast Emrakul. Which, you know, fair enough. Possible I was supposed to hold this Fury. I think it's fine to cast though. Theoretically, Nihiri is going to be drawing us some gas. Oh, that's so brutal for them. They had 3 Chalices and they had 3 Cowards and they forgot about Chalice. Okay, so I'm at least happy to get into this position again. I think we've lost playing for trophy number 17 twice now. But gamblers can get your points in. Yep, you're a doubter. You're a doubter, golly.
Whoops. You got me.
No way they forgot about Chalices. They voted for me. I think they forgot about Cavern. Well, why would they? Whatever. Like, obvious. It's not. No way. We don't know what they were thinking. Doesn't matter. Okay, we're on the play against the Lurrus deck, and we have Chalice. Obviously, gonna keep this. I think I get Jeskai Triome into Basic Forest is my plan. I mean, I'm gonna use Misty Rainforest because Wooded Foothills is slightly better because I can't fetch the island.
A trophy is a 5-0, right?
Yes. Well, we're currently 4-0, sweetheart.
Oh, no one told me that.
Well, maybe if you watch the stream, you would know that this is when we do 5-0 predictions, when we're 4-0.
Oh.
I'm gonna cycle these Manamorphoses. This only triggers once a turn. Uh-oh. Alright, Chalice of the Void, you really gotta hold down the fort here. You really gotta hold down the fort. I mean, Chalice is really, really good against them. Oh, I should probably play this Chalice on 0. Yeah, I should have played that Chalice on 0. Smith is pretty good. Get a Shadow Spear. Yeah, we need to find some action. General Ferrous would be pretty good this turn. Do you think Valkyrie Release the Winds could be a modern deck? I once had a donation deck for Valkyrie Release the Winds, and we went 0-3. This stops Ornithopter Midnight. They have like 8/0 drops in their deck. Another land. I've been having, I feel like, pretty brutal luck during these 5-0 matches. I think I'm not gonna pay. It's obviously close. Also definitely close between Fury and Omnath. I think I like Omnath a bit more. Just gains so much life. Should have paid. Well, if I hit Wrenn and Six, I'm happy to be able to kill the Esper Sentinel. I'm happy to get a 2-for-1 off the iteration. If I don't, like, also, like, so much of their deck is shut off by the Chalices at this point in the game. Like, I think letting them draw cards doesn't matter, like, as much as it does in a normal game. Why can't you evoke Fury? I could have evoked Fury, but I don't think you should evoke Fury here. Use all your resources to kill Esper Sentinel and Genius Smith. You lose the Omnath from your hand. I would have rather just like held the Fury in my hand to hardcast next turn. Should have played the pool. I'd already played my land that turn. It's turn 4, chat. I guess I shouldn't have played my land art. Oh yeah, sorry. I played the Sacred Foundry. Oh no, sorry, I thought I already played my... Yeah, never mind. You're right. Yeah, should have played the pool. I don't think it's going to matter that much, but you're absolutely right. They don't go for the second construct, which means they have Pure Steel Paladin in their hand, which means we lose. If only I had on the reflecting pool. I mean, maybe I should have evoked the Fury. I don't think we're winning that game though. Even if that we have to take that line. We have a lot of sideboard cards for this matchup, thankfully. So I've been cutting the Showdown, 2 General, 2 Manamorphose. I've also been cutting the Teferis and then playing 2 Nihiri. I think I still like this plan. Yeah, the reflecting pool play didn't matter at all. I think we played fine that game. Besides, I mean, we obviously, like, we should have played the pool, but it didn't matter. Wonder if we should have put the second Chalice on 4? On 2? Well, the thing about that was we would have had to cast the iteration on turn 3. Do that, and then Chalice on 2. Maybe. We have a lot of 2-drops in the deck, too, which is, you know, a bit awkward. But Fire Ice in the deck, it doesn't trigger the General. You could maybe play it, but like Wrenn and Six is probably the better of the 2 cards at dealing with 1 toughness creatures. Yeah, the Meddling Mages haven't been great, but you know, there are a lot of matchups that are really tough for this deck, like Titan, Mono Green Tron, Twiddle Storm. None of these decks are like very popular at the moment, and so it may be just a more reasonable plan to try to dodge them. But having a card like Meddling Mage gives you game in those matchups that you wouldn't otherwise have. And I don't necessarily feel like any of the top meta decks need any more specific sideboard cards, but I like those slots are definitely in flux. Showdown has been really good today so far. I am trimming it in this matchup, but I've been really impressed by Showdown today. I'm gonna keep this on the play. I think I'd probably mulligan this on the draw. Our token Golem is an artifact. Is Kataki worth it? If you have a board full of Golem tokens and a Kataki in play, you're usually enough ahead that the anti-synergy I don't think is going to matter that much. We keep 7. No 0 drop. Sure we get the right Triome. Next turn we can theoretically Prismari Command and Ending. Not super likely we'd need to do both in the same turn. Thoughts on killing Drum there? I think it's better to play the Wrenn. Drum's worse when they don't have a 0 mana artifact. Getting the Wrenn in play is like pretty good in general. They bricked on the Ingenious Smith. I'll tell you, I have not been that impressed by Ingenious Smith in Modern so far. They're named Wrenn and Six, I assume. I'm sure it's fine in their deck. It does feel like it's the worst card though. And like the Giver of Runes, and maybe I think the Giver, it's better to play Giver instead, but I could be wrong. Oh, we should play Chalice this turn, right? I don't need to deal with the Needle now. Love Smith and Needle ending the drum. I can't do all this turn. You can only choose 2 modes on Prismari Command. Yeah, I could Prismatic Ending the Needle this turn and play Chalice. Yeah, that seems fine. It also might be better to Prismatic Ending the drum. Yeah, I think Prismatic Ending the drum is better. We've got so much inevitability here that I think oh, hold on. If I do that though, this Smith all of a sudden becomes a 3/3. And that is going to be like just that much trickier to deal with. I could also just slam the General. That might actually just be the line. That's so close. Let's kill the drum and then play the Chalice. I don't think this is gonna be that big a deal, and even if it is, we can ping the Smith next turn if we Prismari Command the Needle. We can go destroy this 2 damage ping if we really care that much. Yeah, and then Chalice on 1 is of course very, very good in the matchup. Yeah, I think that we have so many good plays here. I really could see an argument for Prismari Command that turn, General that turn, or the line we took. I think that this is the best line, you know, especially because the sooner you get Chalice down, the better. If they don't have another land for Saga, then like this line is really, really good, and that seemed to be the case. Seemed like we found the best line. I don't think we can keep a hand like that on the draw. I think we were gonna need to have like Prismatic Ending or Fury or Kataki or Wear Tear in our opening hand. But I have liked our sideboard plan so far. We played against Hammer a few times today. I think we have a good matchup, and hopefully we can win game 3. Very, very land heavy hand. We have Kataki. I think we have to keep. Great draw. Such a good draw. They boarded in Sanctifier? Kind of weird champ. Maybe Pro Red is just good enough. I probably just want to cast the Kataki this turn. The Wren's getting the Wrenn down's not too bad either, and it might make them commit more artifacts into the Kataki. Conte, thank you for your 2-month resub. Appreciate ya. I think I've got plenty of lands. I'm just gonna cast the Kataki. Block, thank you for your 4-month resubs. Nice of you. That bodes well for us. This bodes well, I think. Catfish, thank you for the 1-year resub. It's also very cool. And we're not flooding out, which is nice. I'm just gonna hold up Prismari Command here, and then I can make a treasure, and then I can Omnath and fetch land next turn. Not sure. We'll see if I end up looting, making a treasure, or you know, kill a permanent, make a treasure. But likely this turn is going to involve treasure. I think maybe there's a good Eternal Command deck, possibly. Killing the Shadow Spear is kind of nice. So just like this way, like, you know, blocking just becomes so much better when Shadow Spear isn't around. Well, Sigard's Aid is scary. We're dead if they have 2 hammers in their hand. At the time of making this comment, they don't have 2 hammers. Treasures Battle Kataki. Oh, right, yeah. I guess I'm just gonna kill Shadow Spear loot. That'll do. I hope that'll do. I think we'll put back Omnath Steam Vents. Then I can go Prismatic Ending plus Wrenn and Six and lose to Nexus. Prismatic Ending Sanctifier, Wrenn and Six lose to Nexus. I can just hold up Wear Tear. I kind of like Prismatic Ending Sanctifier, hold up Wear Tear. Wrenn and ending the aid. If I ending the aid and they hammer in response, it's a disaster. Can't you Prismati hold Wear Tear? Well, yeah, that's what I just suggested doing, right? Prismatic ending the Sanctifier, hold Wear Tear. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. They hammer response, can't we just Wear Tear it? I mean, we can. I don't know. I feel like dealing with the Sanctifier is really is important because like the protection from red is, I think, more relevant than I gave it credit for. I think I was initially a bit too dismissive. Got a Colossus Hammer. Fury looks like it'll be decent on this board. It does seem like it's going to be a kind of a tough call whether or not to kill the Sigard's Aid right now, because we're going to be very cold to another Sigard's Aid, right? Their hand is currently 2 hammers, so we just lose to another Sigard's Aid if we cast the Wear Tear right now. And then next turn we can go Wrenn and Six, Fury, pitch Omnath, hold up Wear Tear. Ideally we draw a red card and can hold the Omnath, but that seems like the line. We did draw the red card. I'll be able to get plains and mountain. Hold on. If they draw a land, they go animate Nexus, animate Nexus. Lands don't do anything. Yeah, we should be, well, yeah, it should be fine. Let's just trying to make sure I don't actually like need to kill the aid, but I don't. I think. What a tense game. If they double hammer and guarantee 1 sticks, I'm gonna kill the Nexus with the Wear Tear. I'm gonna fuse, kill Nexus, kill Sigard's Aid. I'm not gonna kill the hammer. I assume they have to go for it. Their hand is hammer, hammer, mystery card after their draw step. They also have access to Lurrus. They're paying. They do have a land. And it's hammer, hammer, mystery card. That mystery card is like exactly Paladin. It is. So bad for us. They'll have Metalcraft. I kind of have to block, right? Because they cast 1 hammer, I respond. I guess after they cast a hammer, I'll respond, kill Sigardizade, Nexus. But then they just have their paladin in play. They get to draw 2 cards. They get to equip onto their paladin next turn, but not this turn. I can't believe their last card, they had land paladins, just like so perfect. We could Wrenn Midnight. I mean, I don't think you understand the dynamic. I think I have to go respond to Sigardizade, fuse, kill this. Maybe I just need to kill a hammer. Lose the Kataki. Yeah, I think this is right. This way we can fuse and kill a hammer and kill a Sigardizade. Okay, they just let it go. How does this change things? I think it just makes things harder. Tear on aid. They just respawn and play 2 hammers and then equip both on the paladin and I lose. If I cast the Chalice on 1, they respawn with 2 hammers. I can cast Omnath. My opponent might respond Omnath first. Well, the problem is if I Omnath first here. The problem is if I Omnath first, I'm not going to be able to play Chalice on this turn and Wear Tear on my opponent's turn. And I think that's what I need to be able to win this game here, right? Yeah, we know their hand is 2 hammers. I feel like I need to be able to Wear Tear on my opponent's turn in order to have a chance to survive here, right? But the problem with that is if they just like keep both hammers on the paladin, I can only kill 1 and I just die. I cast 1 Chalice. Okay, so how about this? I play Omnath, I cast Chalice, I let the first hammer resolve. In response to the second hammer, I fuse, I kill Sigardizade, I kill a hammer. Then I'm still just dead to the Nexuses. Omnath make mana on their turn. I guess that's gotta be the line. Season Pyromancer, thanks for your subscription. And Spot. Yeah, I think I got full 2 tunnel visioned on the Chalice because it doesn't really do anything. Heal aid only, they don't respond, they win. They will respond if I target the aid with the Wear Tear. I don't understand this, like, yeah, that line just doesn't make any sense. Chalice on 1, then they cast both hammers, fuse in response to the first hammer entering. They're not going to cast both hammers at the same time. They're going to cast 1 hammer, let it resolve, then another hammer. And they have the Metalcraft to equip. You don't have to fuse. I know I don't have to fuse. I just don't understand. Chat, like, I mean, Canister's suggestion was good, but I feel like the rest of chat has just like really not understand the board state, you know? You have life so you can survive. They have these Inkmoth Nexuses that will kill me in 1 swing. I just need focus. I'm looking at chat. No, Nexus they get flying back if they animate their Nexus again. If they activate it again, they get flying back. My opponent hasn't been playing this game particularly well, so it is possible that they miss that, but and like it is just so devastating that they get to draw 2 cards here too. They didn't have Metalcraft with the second hammer on the stack. It doesn't matter if it's on the stack or not. They'll get it on their turn. Because they have 2 Nexuses to get Metalcraft. And now I guess now they can just move 2 hammers over. Get both flying. We lose. Unless we draw something off the Triome. I'll see if my opponent lets me block. Leave it. My opponent punted so badly. We're still in the frying pan. My opponent punted really, really badly. They could have animated both their nexuses to give him flying again. But my opponent just doesn't seem like they know about the interaction. So I'm gonna get Sacred Foundry, I think. Cycle Triumph first. Do I cycle Manamorphose now? What could I find? I feel like there's not too much. Of course, cycle. I mean, I could draw General, and it's like I don't like. What can I draw off Manamorphose that would change my play here? I'm gonna double check the deck, but I'm pretty sure it's nothing. It's nothing, so I'm gonna fuse. What's happening right now? They have Shadow Spear? They're tapping 2 mana. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, they have something. Not killing the hammer. If I kill hammer, I lose to another hammer. I think it's better to kill the Nexus, right? Maybe they'll move their they're just bluffing. Maybe they'll move their hammer over to the Paladin and their Nexus will die because they'll like, you know, forget. Do that. It's quite the draw step. Manamorphose first. What a game. What a game. I think we lose. No, I don't lose because I can't. They can put, if they put both hammers on the if they put one hammer on the Nexus and keep a hammer on the Paladin, I can take 12. And if they put both hammers on the Colossus, I can kill a hammer. So I'm not dead. I'm not dead. I think I'm gonna play the Chalice this turn. Grab Triome. I think we should have killed the Inkmoth before. We did kill the Inkmoth before, right? How did Omnath block the Nexus? They messed up. They messed up. They drew a land for turn. Why not Chalices on 1 and 0? I think it was kind of nice to be able to play the Stomping Ground tap because I don't have any more basics if I'm taking 12 this turn. Because I wanted to pick up the Triome. I think that was better. That's close. Live to buy another draw step. Need to find like Prismatic Ending, Ihiri, any blocker too, I guess. Yeah, their last card is Lurrus. They just put in their hand. We're also like very close to ultimating Wrenn. No. Prismatic Ending or bust. I just put a lot of bad cards on the bottom, so I'm not gonna shuffle. Prismatic Ending or bust. Not like this, man. $23 lands in the. Yeah, this is mad. We had a really, really big heartbreaker yesterday playing for 502. Have you considered running a single?